What's up guys, Shouri here, and today I'm going to talk about my 5 favorite characters to play in Payload race, especially when going in solo and casual. So number 5 is going to be Kazama, and he is a choice not a lot of people will expect. Well, the reason that you might want to play Kazama is because when you jump up and down, he is very hard to hit, and then on your jumps, you can then fly and then cancel flight to then confuse your enemies to be looking up and down and just get out of a lot of the damage that you might end up taking. Right there, we do a nice little leap over to the heal and then immediately cancel. That way we get the heal, and then we just try to do as much damage as possible for our team. The biggest thing you want to try to do on Kazama is hit and run. You want to get as much damage in on them and then get out of there. Remember, you don't have that much health, so you got to be careful, but you do so much damage and it is area on effect that you can end up getting everyone super low for your team, and even if you are as terrible as I am, it still works out a lot of the time. And that's what's so great about this. If you are terrible like me, you can get really good damage on people from pretty far away, mostly because it has such a huge area that you can actually damage people from. And then if you're jumping up and down and then using your flight up, immediately canceling it, or waiting a second or two, it confuses everyone, giving you a lot of time that no one is looking at you. Because when they see you fly up in the air, they immediately try to look up and lock onto you, but then you cancel it and then you drop down, they have to re-find you again. By the time all this happens, you've usually shot them at least twice, usually 3 times, and they have no shot at living at this point. Right here, we're just trying to get in a couple shots. Even though it's not going to be full on damage, it is going to be really safe shots. On that walling, we were worried about being behind the wall and just doing our best to do a little damage. Same thing here. We're just trying to get in a little damage on that Judex. We're not worried about killing him full on. We're just worried about getting whatever damage we can. Same thing here. We're worried about getting down the Ruby Shield and then shooting both guys huddled together to get that damage on both of them so our teammates could go in and finish the kill. Our guy had a sentry turret, which did end up finishing a lot of that kill, and then we're going to charge in with our ult to distract everyone, going ahead and getting us the win because they were busy looking at us instead of our team. Number 4 is Christina, and this one is one of my favorites. It is like Kazama in a way to where you can do a lot of damage on a lot of people without really taking too much yourself, because you can do things like shooting across angles, and you can also shoot across the map as I'm doing here, and you can put out a lot of damage onto people, giving your team a much better chance at getting the kills. So this guy tries to sneak behind me, so what I'm doing here is throwing those traps into the wall next to me. That way, if he wants to try to come around and get me, he has to run into me. And if you're not sure how to play Christina, I did a full link tutorial on how to play her. I will have that linked in the description if you need that. It does teach you how to do things like that, where you throw traps at people who are close to you, how to get around people who are aggro characters, and all the basics I just can't cover here. But basically, by using all these little tips and tricks, you are an unstoppable machine to where you are doing a ton of damage from far away, and then when people come in close to you, they're gonna have to pay the price. That guy got trapped and then killed by my woman, and this guy right here is gonna end up getting hit by sticky bombs, which is gonna kill the JJ and allow us to start moving up. We do get hit really hard there by 2 ults, which is super unfortunate, but we are able to do a lot of damage on that yaw, and we are just trying our best to get some sticky bombs up so we can have a chance here. Sadly, we weren't able to get the kill yet, but we did live long enough to go out and get some of the armor from our Sindri's ult. The sad part is, I suck. And not only do I suck, they also hit me with a bunch of ults. Not a great combo, but what is a great combo is trapping the Johnny Jet. He can't get out of his puddle, and he has to just sit there and take all the damage, and it did allow us to get the kill. Not only that, we were getting chased by the Diggy, and we use our sticky bombs to be able to get that kill as well, because he has to chase onto us, which means he has to run around the cart, which we did lay the stickies for him, and he got killed by it. We got a little bit of help from our Sindri as well, which was great. And while our Jabali does end up dying, it isn't his fault. He is a newer player, and he is doing his best. He did get a lot of hill time, which is good, and hey, as long as you're trying your best, that's all that's important. Luckily for him and us, we have a ton of damage, and these sticky bombs can really mess these aggro guys up, especially when they are trying to get onto a payload, because we can throw the stickies on the payload and they kind of just have to run over them. We can also do a ton of damage to things like Johnny Jet by throwing our balls and our stickies into his puddle, and it ends up getting a lot of the kills that are really hard to get and allows us to do a lot more in this game than a lot of other heroes will. And that's my favorite part about this on Payload, is throwing those stickies onto the cart itself, because it can just get you out of so much trouble, and you can end up helping your team and killing the other team without even being over by the cart, just because you know the other team's gonna go to that cart with the stickies on it, and a lot of the time in 3.0 matchmaking, they will run over it. But we do use our traps and our stickies to keep them off the cart at the end. We get a ton of damage and kills, giving us the win. Number 3 is the Aletta with the second ult. We are gonna elect to go around the side and flank, helping our teammates get everyone from behind. So what our main goal here is going to be is to shoot into that JJ as much as possible, because we aren't sure if our teammates know what Johnny Jet is. So it is going to be a lot of responsibility on you against JJs to make sure that you are spraying in that puddle, because you have a lot of ammo and you can hit him, and once you do hit him and you see that damage, just keep going straight into it, maybe even pop your ult to ensure that you have enough ammo to get that kill. So the problem for me was my teammates weren't on the cart there, which is fine. They were doing their own thing. It is what it is. But luckily they do end up going back for it, and I try to go over to the left and distract, and then I end up doing a nice little jump over the middle, and then I have to pop my ult because I get in a little bit of trouble. But we do get the JJ to one shot, and then we are able to get out of there while distracting everyone enough that our teammates are able to capitalize and do a little bit of work on getting them kills. And we do take 2 of them down, only the JJ's left, and I have no idea where this guy is. I assume that he is somewhere near the carts, but for now, all I'm going to worry about is hitting double time on the middle block, because while I know at least 2 are dead and the JJ is probably going to be hidden, I might as well try to get as much time on that cart as possible. So you got to do what you got to do. And with this, you have so much ammo, I suggest you hit the middle block and immediately reload, and just keep doing that as long as you need to until you see people spawn, and then you kind of go back for them. So right here, we are pushing back the enemy's cart because it is just a little risky going for ours. But as long as no one's getting their time, that is good enough, especially if you got a little bit of a lead. And being safe is the most important thing. Right here, we are able to pop our ult and then go out and then play a little more reckless. Luckily for us, we killed the fort, and then we got the shell to one shot and took the heal he was going for. Now that there's 2 dead, we're going to push on that cart and then have that middle block hit. My teammates are going for it already, which allows me to go ahead and focus on who's in front of me. When I see that fort's already so low, I go ahead and decide to go in and get that kill. We do get the JJ to one shot. When he goes invisible, instead of chasing him, I just go for his teammate. Remember, when you have the second ult, which is for noobs like me who need that little bit of extra life when they get in trouble, you can play a little more reckless. But if people are going invisible or trying to hide behind walls, what you can do is just let them be half health and switch to their teammate. If you get both of them to half health, they'll either all have to pop cooldowns, or what they'll end up doing is having at least one person that can't get a heal because the other guy might need to take it. And ideally, you can go and dash into the heal and leave both of them with no health, giving your team easy kills, which is exactly what I want to do because, as you know, in 3.0 matchmaking, a lot of the time you will have okay teammates and sometimes you'll have very new players. So the more damage you can do to help your team succeed is the best way to go, especially when you're doing a lot of the hill time, or in this case cart time. It is really nice on Letta that you can just jump around, put out some damage, and then move on. But the most important thing is keep yourself safe. Remember, your ultimate comes up all the time, and you can dash and jump into heals while dodging damage, so you can almost always live. So just put out little mosquito bites into everybody, and then remember with that second ult and being able to know where your heals are on the map, you can almost live infinitely with this character. And not only did we heal a ton, we had 14 assists, 13 kills, 127k damage with 141 seconds on the cart, and I did my best not to double jump too much for those of you who don't have it at level 10. That was all done in things that you can most likely do. Letta is very good at this game mode. Either way, the reason it's number 3 is because Walling is number 2. And please guys, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. It takes a long time to make, but if it's helpful, please let me know. It'll also help it in the algorithm, which I appreciate. I'm making one for TDM and Crystal Salt as well, so hopefully we'll have those out soon. But the reason that you are gonna see Walling in a number 2 spot ahead of Letta, in my opinion, is it has all of the long-range one-shot ability of a sniper, but it also has the ability to get those guys up close, which Osus definitely struggles with, especially things that are aggro characters or guys like that that are jumping up and down a lot. You have your feathers, which do so much damage and slows everyone down, making it where everyone is just much easier targets. Right here, we get this guy to nothing. We hit our ult to give ourselves more armor. I am using the first ult here because I want the achievement for Walling's first ult, and luckily for me, it ends up working out pretty nicely. So right here, I know who I'm playing against. Haas is a very good player on their team, and I know that he's probably the guy who's carrying on their team, and I'm the guy who's carrying my team. So I know if I can kill the Judix, everything else will be much easier. That's why I'm kind of targeting the Judix a little here. And I'm a complete moron, and he throws his fire, and I completely forget about it, and I jump into it. Mind you how stupid this is. If I don't jump, I don't get hit by that. Yeah, that's not great, but we do hit the middle block, giving our team a little more speed, and then I'm just trying to give him a little support, but I can't end up seeing this guy, so I'm going to rotate over towards them, and if I get shot in the back, which I did, I'll just get that heal. And right here, we are just on a standoff with these guys, so I see them through the wall with my passive, and I figure I'll hit them with my ult, get them all down. I hit my ult, and the game kind of glitches, so nothing hurts anyone. That's so disappointing. Either way, my teammates are doing a great job to push on the right side, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to distract by pushing back on this cart, and then just keep looking over the cart to see if I see anyone. And then I see a little tiny pixel over here. Yes, that was actually someone's head. So what I did was I angled my bow down so I could see over the cart a little better, and then ended up getting a nice jump shot onto the headless Judix, which allowed us to keep going with our cart while this Gatlin had to try to deal with me. I do end up killing him, and I popped my ult just in case, which means we were able to go ahead, get the kill, and then when I drop down to run from the Judix, I get a free kill onto the mark, and then I'm just waiting for the Judix to come down, seeing him through the walls of my passive, going 13-1 with 71k damage, and getting the win. But that is nothing compared to our number one. I actually have two games for you here. One is the last half of one game, and then the one after that. And the reason I wanted to show them like this is because, yeah, it's kind of insane how good Hunter is, and I just wanted to show that, it's not a fluke. It didn't just happen once. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Either way, we do have a Johnny Jet getting on the cart, which is great, and I am just doing my best to get in as much long-range damage as I can, and then show my Christina where everyone is with our radar. So, luckily for me, I am able to get in a few shots on most of the guys before they got into range where they could shoot me back. So that means I am playing most of the game where everyone is very low. And then I also have my radar balls all over everybody, so if he gets teammate support, I'll be able to see it pretty quickly. This allows me to just be able to basically play as if I'm shooting in a shooting gallery as everyone tries to attack my team. This is a great place to be in for Hunter because you do so much damage, including your charge shot, but just plain shooting for people's heads, especially if they are too busy with your teammates. Yes, I am baiting my teammates very hard, but hey, you know, it works. And we are able to go ahead and show our teammates where everyone is. That keeps our team very healthy, and that gives us all the support we need in all of these fights. So right here, we are able to have really good teammates. That's kind of why I wanted to show you a second one, where this shows off the best case scenario. The other game's the worst case scenario. But either way, we did go 21-2, getting a little bit of cart time, a ton of damage, and some good team help. And pardon the Johnny Jet cursor, I did this on a replay, and that's just what it gave me. Either way, it is all good. I just wanted to prove to you that, hey, even if your team is a little better and you have a 10 KD, well, maybe it's because your team was better. Well, in this game, I can guarantee you that was not the case. Although I am not trash-talking my team, they were very lovely people who were talking the whole time, and very funny. So, I mean, they're just new to the game, and they were great, so, hey, you know, as long as you try your best and you're having a good time, you're alright in my book. Either way, we are going off here and doing our best to get these guys systematically. So the first thing we want to do is take out the Gloria, and then we want to take out the Kelvin, and while we're doing that, we are always going to be looking for the JJ. Because remember, in 3.0 matchmaking, you get those new guys, a lot of them have never really seen Johnny Jet, and they don't know why he's invisible or what to look for. But if you do light him up with your sonar balls, it is a lot easier for them to figure it out, and they'll usually help you and do some work on him. So at the very least, it does get the JJ not to be comfortable, and that's really what's most important. But that's why you need to make sure you're paying attention to where the Johnny Jet is, and making sure that you are throwing your sonar balls whenever you see him, because it will help your team out a ton. And right there, the Johnny tried to push into me, so what I did was I hit him with a knockback, and then I go ahead and shoot him, getting him low, and then we go ahead and kill his teammates. And right here, my teammates are doing a great job to go in and engage them. I do get the JJ out of his hiding spot, and then get him half health. My teammates doing a great job to go ahead and take advantage of that, and we do get him pretty nicely. Like I said, if you get him out, your teammates really know what to do, but it's kind of hard if you've just never seen JJ to know what to do. And that's what makes Hunter very, very good, especially on this map and this game type. So when you are playing on this, you can make sure that JJs aren't an auto loss, which for some characters they kind of are. And also, you can get really good damage from far away. You have the speed boost, which is really good for your mobility, and the knockback with a shot to the head will kill almost every aggro in the game. Not to mention, like I said, you can get rid of those pesky JJs. It is just the all-around best thing when you're playing solo in 3.0. So, the biggest downside to all of this is Hunter is a lot less good up close, and you are going to have to play the card. So, basically, what you have to do is do your best to go ahead and kill everyone on their team, and then get as much cart time as you can, and just hope that your teammates help you every once in a while. But the main thing is you have to get the guys posted up on their side. And that's exactly what we're doing here, getting the Gloria and then trying to get out the Johnny Jet for our team, and then we are just trying to do some damage to Kelvin in the back, and now as long as we can go ahead and move this cart here, we should be fine. Our teammate's getting killed by the JJ, but we do take him out, and we get an insane kill on the Gloria there with only 300 health less. And the problem is, it's at double speed now, and we are absolutely screwed with double speed because they don't need very far to go. But we are able to heal back up, and right here, we're able to try to get this kill, and since he's low, the Glory has to back down, which is even better than killing him, because he can't respawn with full health, and instead, he's just sitting up there not doing too much, which is exactly what we need. The Johnny tries to go on top of the cart, but we knock him back off the cart and get the kill, and now the Kelvin is the last alive and their only hope. Luckily, we do take him out and cap the cart. Again, going in 11 KD with even more damage and all of the hill time, because Hunter is the number one in Payload Race, if you ask me. But this video is too long to have anyone else in it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and subscribe to support the channel, and definitely support Jordy, because he makes the best thumbnails in the entire world, and he is the only reason I can make daily content for you guys. So please say something nice in the comments for him, and if you want really good thumbnails as well, you can contact him using the information in the description, and I'm sure you can work out a good deal. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and have a great day.